There is a kind of woman the old people know how to recognize. She does not get sick when others fall. She does not age the way her sisters do. Men look at her too long, even when they do not mean to. And near water, rivers, streams, even rain, something in her changes. Something ancient wakes up behind her eyes. Her family called her blessed. Her grandmother called her claimed. There is a difference. This is the story of Adaize, a girl born on a night when the Niger rose 3 feet without warning, when the midwife swore she heard singing from the riverbank, and when every lamp in the house went out at the exact moment of the first cry. This is the story of what her family never wanted to know and what they could no longer ignore. It was the dry season when Adaize was born. That is the first thing you need to understand. In southeastern Nigeria, in the village where her mother Chidima lived, the rivers shrank in December. The red clay banks stood tall and dry. Children played in the shallows. Women washed cloth without worry. The rainy season was months away. But on the night of December 14th, 1989, the Niger rose. Not dramatically, not a flood, not enough to alarm anyone at first, just enough for the elders sitting outside to look at each other, just enough for old Mama Ngozi, Adaize's maternal grandmother, to stop grinding her pepper and go still. Inside the house, Chidima was in labor. It had been long, too long. The other women whispered their worries but kept their voices bright. And then, at the precise moment the baby crowned, every kerosene lamp in the compound went dark. Not blown out, not flickering, just gone. The midwife, a woman named Auntie Bose, who had delivered over 200 children, later said she had never felt anything like it. A coolness passed through the room, she said, like something entering. Then the baby cried and the lamps came back. Mama Ngozi, standing in the doorway, said nothing. She looked at the child, this small, dark-eyed girl, with her fists already unclenched, already open, already reaching, and she felt something drop in her stomach. Not dread exactly, recognition. She had seen this before, in stories, in warnings, in the memory of her own grandmother's grandmother, who had spoken of women like this, women chosen by the water. She said nothing that night. She washed her hands, she blessed the child, she smiled when Chidima asked if she was all right. But before she slept, she went to the river's edge and she stood there a long time looking at the water. And the water, people would later say, was still, completely still, in a way that made no sense given the current, as if it were listening. Adaize grew up extraordinary in ways that were easy to dismiss one by one, but impossible to ignore altogether. She did not get sick. This was the first thing. In a household where illness moved through children like weather, malaria, fever, stomach sickness, Adaize stood untouched. Her brothers went down. Her cousins spent weeks in bed. Adaize ran fevers that broke in hours. She swallowed medicine she did not need because Chidima insisted just to be safe. She has a strong constitution, the family said. She takes after her father's mother. But her father's mother had died of typhoid at 42, so this was not really an explanation. The second thing, and this was the one that made even the skeptics go quiet, was what happened to the men. It started young, too young to be explained by beauty, though Adaize was beautiful. By the time she was 12, grown men... There is a kind of woman the old people know how to recognize. She does not get sick when others fall. She does not age the way her sisters do. Men look at her too long, even when they do not mean to. And near water, rivers, streams, even rain, something in her changes. Something ancient wakes up behind her eyes.